Boom! What's up, Waves Capital? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this quick video, we are going to be discussing, in a very thankful manner, the current Thanksgiving/Black Friday rally that we are experiencing in the equity and crypto markets, which I do think will extend into the month of December. But as I'm sure you've already noticed on the screen in front of us, I do think the winter Q4 rally top will come next week, Thursday, on December 1st. And I do have a few technical indicators that I want to point out that lead me to believe this, okay? Not only on the S&P 500, but on the Nasdaq as well. Okay, so I'm going to keep this video short and sweet, you guys. Aside from just taking a look at the S&P and Nasdaq on the charts, we'll take a look at Bitcoin as well, because why not? I guess Bitcoin's looking shaping up pretty well, looking much more promising than it has over the past week. But other than that, I kind of just want to scroll down my watch list with you guys. As you can see, some of the names here are names that are prominent names within the Waves portfolio. That's why they're at the very top of my watch list. And we're not going to look at the charts today. I will save that for, of course, the newsletter subs and official Waves Cap. But I want to talk to you guys about a few stocks that I'm just excited about right now. And again, the price action as of today is really reinforcing those bullish beliefs. Okay, so again, we'll take a look at the SPY, the Nasdaq, and Bitcoin on the charts, and then just rapid fire off some names that I'm excited about, some tickers that I'm personally trading and I think have a lot further to run. But it's Thanksgiving, you guys. As of when many of you guys may be watching this, it's Thanksgiving Day. As of right now, it's Thanksgiving Eve. But there are so many reasons to be thankful, you guys, and again, I just want to thank you if you're watching this. Of course, if you're a newsletter sub, I do want to read over the newsletter that I just wrote prior to sitting down and recording this video. Not only to be thankful and just kind of show gratitude towards you guys, There we go. But of course, in my Trade Alert newsletter, I do cover the macro as well, and I do want to discuss why we're seeing, or at least the primary reasons we are experiencing this rally, and why I do think from a fundamental perspective as well as a technical perspective, once again, that this rally does have further room to run. But I do think we're getting pretty close to the resolution of this winter rally, okay? So let's just read through this guy, and then we'll dive straight into the charts and just spend the rest of the video on the charts, okay? Before we get to reading, guys, please, if you gain value from this, give the video a like. It means a lot. Let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking about the markets, if you are thankful for the price action that we've seen on this Thanksgiving Eve. And hey, if you're watching this on Black Friday, let me know how the markets are looking if you guys happen to be watching this at a later date. But let's get to reading. Again, show some gratitude for you guys. If you want to just skip past this part, that's perfectly fine. But skip thanks, you guys. Okay, so it's Wednesday, and I'm glad to say that we have a little extra to be thankful for this Thanksgiving weekend. The major indices are managing to stay afloat, at least as I write this, which as of right now, the market just closed 1 minute ago. I mean, you guys, that's a pretty sight that watch list right there. Okay, so, but we have a couple of positions significantly outperforming the greater markets, and the Waves portfolio is making back on some lost ground. So again, you guys, the past few sessions prior to today, of course, as all of you know, I'm assuming if you're part of Waves Capital, not just the portfolio, but if you watch the videos, I imagine you guys are pretty exposed, or you have a decent amount of exposure to small to mid cap stocks, growth stocks, like the stocks we talk about and focus on here on the channel. So again, great day for us. As you can see, again, Unity ripping, Carvana absolutely ripping, Riot Blockchain, the OG, doing very well as well. I'd love to see it again. I'll give you guys my thoughts. Two cents on those. Not going to look at the charts, but 2 cents on those after we take a look at the S&P and Nasdaq and Bitcoin on the charts. Okay, so let's keep reading though. Again, fundamentals. As far as the macro is concerned, all eyes are on the Fed minutes, which were released, I should say, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The US dollar index, or the DXY, is tanking, so evidently the markets are pricing in some positive results. Given my optimistic stance and bullish positioning, I'm sure you can imagine that I agree with the macro sentiment on this one. Okay, I do want to just shout out. I was gonna talk about this. Oh wait, where's it? Oh, the DXY isn't even in this one. Never mind. But DXY, you guys, DXY. If the US dollar is up, everything else is down for the most part. Obviously there are caveats, but that's kind of like the golden rule of macro, and that's why it's very important, as just not even no matter what type of trader, no matter what time horizons you're trading on. I guess if you're a high frequency day trader, it doesn't really matter that much, but always know what Dixie is doing, because again, Dixie up, most assets down, and vice versa. And right now the Dixie is down almost 1%, which is pretty crazy, and that's why you see, again, Dixie right now down almost 1%, 0.99, and that's why everything else you see below it is in the green. Okay, so again, golden rule of macro right there. So and then I ended up waiting until the minutes were released to send this out so I could give my opinion on the market's reaction. So far, we're looking good. As I've said a few times over the past couple of months, and I know I've said it on the channel as well, I don't think there's much the Fed can say at this point that can surprise investors negatively and initiate a reaction to the downside, because again, most of the downside, most of the Fed hawkishness, which is again the Fed really stepping on the gas in terms of aggressiveness relative to interest rates, I think that's all priced in. And right now, surprises pretty much lend themselves entirely to the upside. And that's what we saw today after the Fed minutes. So this is a good sign, you guys. The market's reaction was a great sign, and I'm feeling especially optimistic about Friday right now. So this is the Dixie right here. And again, you can see Dixie broke a major line of support on its ascending channel earlier this month, and since then, this is a classic dead cat bounce. So I do think new lows are coming for the Dixie, which is, again, very, very good news for everything else that's not the dollar. Okay, so good news for us over at Waves Cap, and the portfolios hopefully should be looking good over the next week. But again, I do want to talk to you guys about why, once again, I think next Thursday we could see the top. Just classic December 1st top. And again, I'll rationalize why that is after this. But let's give some thanks. As I said yesterday, I feel that we're getting somewhat close to the end of this Q4 rally, but we still have a bit more room to run. Today's price action is a step in the right direction. Just as a reminder, you guys. So again, if you're watching this, markets are probably, or if you're watching this tomorrow, I should say, happy Thanksgiving. The markets are closed, and they close at 1 p.m. on Friday. So Friday, the markets are open, but it's a half day. Okay, so we have kind of a nice 3.5 day weekend. Typically, compressed trading weeks and/or days provide heightened levels of volatility. So expect some exciting price action when we come back from our turkey dinners or ham, whatever you guys eat. If you eat something completely different, if you're vegan, whatever. Let me know what you eat down below, though. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Personally, I'm a big stuffing guy, but I'm a big gravy guy as well. So I love Thanksgiving dinner. So I'm a fan of all together. And those post like those 5 p.m. sandwiches with the Thanksgiving lunch leftovers. Whew, fire. Not to sound cheesy, but I really am thankful for all of you. It's amazing that I have the privilege of doing what I do for a living, and although I've definitely paid my dues over the years, much more than I'd like as of late, I'm extremely grateful for the position that I'm in, and I really am, you guys. It's so cool. I know things have slowed down, but again, if you're still here, if you're still watching, I truly appreciate you. You are a gem, and you are a rare individual, because not many are still. I would say not many have the mental fortitude to have stuck around, which is why, again, not only my channel, like the views are going down, but again, the markets have gone down significantly. But again, thankfully, hopefully this is a pivot. Hopefully we are coming back. And again, I do think, once again, the winter rally could top out, at least as far as the shorter term is concerned, on December 1st. But I think 2023 is going to be amazing. There's a lot of metrics, historical metrics, that show the year after midterm elections, or after a significant correction in the S&P, the following year is typically provides some amazing returns. And again, growth stocks, specifically small caps, what we trade over a Waves Cap, are looking very promising. Okay, so these past few months, this entire year, really, it's kind of weird reading this out because it's very candid, but this entire year really has been difficult for many investors and traders, including myself. If you've made it through 2022, then you're one of the select few left standing, and you have earned your place. I'm not going to say it's all going to be smooth sailing from here, but I believe in our ability to navigate these choppy waters as we head into the month of December. These winter waves aren't finished rolling through just yet, so let's keep riding. Cheers, team. I hope you and your loved ones have an amazing Thanksgiving holiday. So, again, you guys, hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. If you're watching this on Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, and be thankful, you guys. Again, I'm glad the markets are green. I'm glad we're heading into the weekend. Investors, traders can be happy. The bulls can be happy, eating their pumpkin pie. So it's just nice to see. And again, I will now justify, after all of that, why I do think the rally will top out on next Thursday, December 1st. Okay. So before that, you guys, of course, if you do want daily breakdowns of a lot of these charts in my price targets newsletter, if you want to know exactly which call options I have on Unity, Matterport, ChargePoint, Carvana, Riot Blockchain, SOFI, Plug Power, etc., you name it, I guess just those. But if you do want to know exactly how I'm trading my personal portfolio on a daily basis, and again, thankfully the call options portfolio, for full transparency, today was up about 35% last I checked, which is about 10 minutes prior to market close. So up 35% in the call options portfolio. Awesome day for calls. And again, I'm not trading, like many of you know this, but I'm a risky trader. But I do have, I would say that I risk manage pretty appropriately. And that's something you learn over the years, is risk management. So I am objectively risky relative to, just your general investor. But as far as trading is concerned, I'm not buying options that expire at the end of this week, okay? So, and I never advise you guys to do that. Oh, again, 45 to 60 days out, as far as expiration dates are concerned, is the perfect contract. So, if you guys want my daily newsletters, if you guys want to know how I'm trading on a day-to-day basis, it's the first link down below. My complete portfolio and daily newsletter. You receive everything that this entails here, and you can choose whichever pricing plan you want. Okay, I don't have a Black Friday deal going, but hey, you can try it free for 7 days. That's the Black Friday deal, and do that for if you do that, I'm absolutely thankful for you. If you're not signed up yet, if you've been thinking about it, just try it free for 7 days. You can always unsubscribe, but I do truly believe that you'll be sticking around, and I'm excited. I'm pumped for what the next week and weeks, even if the rally does short-term top out soon, like, I'm stoked to restructure my calls and just get things moving. So if you want, again, complete breakdown, that's the first link down below. Daily newsletters, this is an example right here of the price targets newsletter where we go over real-time price targets and charts. This is yesterday's that I sent out, and this is every day, you guys. So I appreciate it if you guys join Waves Cap for real, but if not, no worries. I appreciate you watching right here, right now. Let's continue this video and really close it out by talking about the S&P, okay? So right here, S&P is looking pretty good. Let's zoom out and put some trend lines into context. So this trend line right here is the trend line that every trader and their mom, everyone with eyes on the chart, is looking at right here. Okay, so the macro line of resistance on the overall downtrend of the S&P 500 dating back to its all-time high back in January of 2022 of this year. Okay, so touch point here, touch point here, touch point here. A very, very evident trend line. Again, everyone's looking at this trend line. If we do test this trend line on December 1st, that would take us to about $407 for the SPY. Okay, so what I do think is going to happen, I do think that we're going to obviously see some resistance there because it's again the trend line that everyone's watching. And I do also want to preface, I'll zoom in here a little bit, that it is very possible that we do just test this in the next session. So we rip up, come test short-term resistance on this ascending channel right here that you can see, this red line right here. If those intersect, that happens on November 25th. So that happens, what was that, Monday? So that happens, on Friday. So maybe on Black Friday, we get a nice rip. We come test short-term resistance as well as macro resistance at this intersection right here. Very possible that would take us to just under 409. So again, you guys, maybe that happens, maybe it doesn't. If we see a little pullback, it's very possible that, again, it takes some time, and it takes until December 1st, until next week. But I do think that we actually, my thesis is that we're going to break through this, which is going to prod a very, very quick, what I believe will be a bull trap, to ultimately test this trend line right here, which is this purple one. Okay, so this is previous support that has been broken, like a very meaningful support as well that was broken and has not been retested as new resistance, which is, that's, especially with something as macro as the S&P, typically you want to see that happen. It's like the reversion to the mean with like Bitcoin and major assets. You need to see the revisit of an initial high. Again, TA 101, if a significant line of support is broken and you are on a fresh uptrend or reversal to the upside following that macro correction, it's very likely that you retest that previous line of support as new resistance, which would be this purple line. Okay, so my top-end target, my high-end target for the S&P, which is very possible. I do think it's possible to see 418 in the case that we do test this on December 1st. But again, just kind of split the difference. I think it's likely on December 1st, that we see. 412, I wrote 411 because, you know, you gotta front run the competition a little bit. You gotta play the psychological aspect as a trader. If you have a target of, again, 412, 412.75, 412.50, sell at 411, sell at 410. Heck, don't get greedy, sell at 409, okay? So again, the reason I'm talking about the S&P, again, I don't trade the S&P personally, but the S&P is to the US equity markets what Bitcoin is to the crypto markets. So if the S&P 500 is doing good, if the Nasdaq is doing good, which we're going to look at right now, then it's pretty likely that these growth tech names that we're so excited about here over at WavesCap are going to do well as well, okay? The kingdom follows the king. So I do want to just justify this price action by talking about the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq, again, more tech-weighted, more growth-oriented, which is more relevant to WavesCap personally. We have a very significant line of resistance on the horizon at 4.7% above current levels. Okay, so again, touch point, a very, very evident line of resistance. Everyone's looking at this one just like they're looking at the one on the SPY. And I do think that this could, intersect, which again brings us back to December 1st, which is really kind of like the primary argument for this. Saw the SPY, looked at the Nasdaq, I was like, it just makes sense. It looks right for December 1st, and just again, nice round date, new month for this to come to fruition, right? So the SPY is, or the Nasdaq is in like somewhat of like this ascending channel formation. You can see that there. But I do think that, again, short-term resistance right here, similar to the SPY, this green line will intersect with macro resistance on the overall downtrend. Again, these two intersect at just above $300 at 301 on December 1st, and that's why I do think that Thursday, December 1st, is going to be the market top. And if you guys have call options, I would highly advise either rolling back the expirations if you have some December calls, or, you know, just cashing out and sitting on some cash and waiting for a little short-term correction before hopefully maybe the at least the rally in growth stocks and smaller caps proceeds, which I do think is going to happen. And that's why, like, ARK Innovation ETF, I'm very excited about. I'll just do a quick look at ARK. ARK is pretty close, and I do believe this is the first higher low on a new uptrend. I do think that ARK sets a higher high over the coming week. I think that that will signify a break of resistance, and I do think ultimately ARK will make its way up to testing macro resistance from dating back to the all-time high in February of 2021. So I do think that over the coming months, this lands at 420, of course. I do think it's possible for ARK to appreciate, and similar to the Nasdaq, like in the S&P, ARK is the perfect signifier. I should say perfect. In my mind, it's like the chart that best sums up just kind of small to mid-cap growth stocks, okay? So if ARK is doing good, then small and mid-cap stocks are probably doing very, very good, okay? So we're not going to take a look at Unity, Matterport, ChargePoint, Carvana. I'm about to send out the price targets newsletter right after this. So again, if you guys want breakdowns, price targets, like pretty intricate price targets on, or analyses, I should say, on these, again, join Waves Capital. You guys join Waves Cap. But let's take a look at Bitcoin and we'll close out the video, okay? So Bitcoin did play out this bear flag formation. The evil sibling of the bull flag. And it also played out this pretty clean head and shoulders pattern that I just talked to the newsletter about yesterday. And this is played out pretty much to a T. So again, inverse head and shoulders pattern. You get the shoulder, head, other shoulder, not necessarily textbook, but close enough. Again, just patterns, technical patterns are just kind of psychology visualized. Or made into a visual, I should say. But Bitcoin right now, like Bitcoin has broken above the line of resistance on this descending triangle. And granted, we are still printing a pretty significant, like a descending triangle pattern. We have broken above the line of support on this descending triangle. And again, just given kind of the sentiment about the markets, what's going on with the Fed minutes, and just, the holiday, the Santa rally, the classic Santa rally, the historical festivity of the holiday season, and just bullish sentiment by investors, or of investors during times like these. I think it's possible for Bitcoin to make its way back up. There is the possible for once contagion, like we talked about in the last video, but ultimately I'm an optimist. Right now I'd actually put the odds at like 55-45. 55-45 downside. I'll do this for the newsletter right now. 55-45 downside odds. Because it's possible, but right now we're looking good. Let's take a look at the daily real quick, see what the daily Stokes are doing. Daily Stokes on the way up. We've broken back above the exponential moving average on the RSI, or again, relative strength index. So that's good news. Again, Stokes Stochastic RSI is curling up. That's good. And I do think, hey, it's possible we haven't yet tested the low, the candle low on the previous leg down that we saw on May 12th of this year. So, ultimately, I think Bitcoin will, at some point during 2023, I think Bitcoin will see 26,800. Maybe it doesn't happen this month. Maybe it doesn't happen in December. But I do think that's at some point in 2023. I can almost guarantee that Bitcoin will see just under 27K. Okay, so that's the video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, cheers, you guys. I hope you have an amazing weekend with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones, whoever you hold dear. Be thankful for them, you guys. Money is, as I'm sure most of you know, I know you guys know this, but money should never dictate your happiness. This is a game we play, and that's how you should view it. And yeah, just be thankful for everything else in your life, and be thankful for all the people around you, primarily relationships, okay? So, cheers, you guys. I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. Let me know what you're buying for Black Friday. Let me know what's on your Christmas list. Maybe I'll get one of you something, but I'll see you down in the comments. And until next time, you guys, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.